Evening, gang. All right, it's Sunday, the 31st of August, 2025. Welcome to the last day of the meteorological. That one. Something to do with the weather. Don't ask me. Something to do with the weather. Welcome to the last day of the weather thing, summer. Apparently, according to the man on the weather today. Oh, yes. Now, was it not last week? I don't know if it was on this show or the radio show, actually. Wasn't it this time last week that I was telling you that we were looking forward to an Indian summer? Yeah, I mean, obviously not transporting the entire country into India, although I gather their health service is a little bit better than ours, as well as cars and things like that. Or you don't want to be driving in India, dear. Now, what's the Delhi? Have you ever seen pictures of the roads in Delhi? Pfft, how many people die on that every day? Blimey. I mean, you think these, one or two maybe 3 or 4,000 cyclists are bad in London, go to Delhi. Anyone been to Delhi here as a matter of interest? Just a matter of interest. Anyone been to Delhi? I've seen videos of the driving there. I mean, really, you seriously take life into your hands there. Although the weather might be better than it is here over the next 2 weeks. Look at this. Daily Star this morning reporting today, Britain set for battering. I like a good battering, don't you? I do like a good battering. If you're in one of those relationships and, you're getting, what's the word? Physically abused. My personal answer to that is if you don't like it, just do as you're told. I would happily do as I was told if Mark Bowles was in charge of me, for example. I'd happily do as I was told. In fact, I probably wouldn't do as I was told and look forward to the battering. Well, we are going to be battered by the weather, apparently. It says, after the warmest summer on record, and I go along with that. We've had some lovely days of weather. I don't think I put a jumper on for months now. I'm just going back to when I was in California at the beginning of June. Came back here. I don't remember it being cold. Sometimes you've had, it was a bit chilly today in the middle of summer. No, we haven't had one single day of that. The bad side of that is, of course, it's barely rained. We had a lot of rain yesterday, I think it was, or the day before. But apart from that, it's been bone dry, and here I am surrounded by pine trees. I do get a little bit worried by two things: that, lightning, and wind as well. Always worries when you see these pine trees going right the way down like this. Anyway, the Daily Star says, after the warmest summer on record, days of thunderstorms, heavy rain and hail are heading to Britain as autumn. That's another one of those words that's spelled incorrectly, isn't it? Autumn. Who actually says it like that? The Americans have got the right idea. The fall. Easy, innit? The fall. Not us. Oh, no. Let's be awkward. Autumn. Like meteorological. I can just about say that. Oh, there you are. See, it comes with practice. Unlike the organ playing, that doesn't get any better. Doesn't matter how many times I practice a hymn, still sounds bad. It does to me anyway. Hey? Who's ringing? I ain't even opened the bleeding lines yet. Who's ringing when the lines aren't opened? I have you marked now. Has a number come up somewhere that says please call in now? No, it hasn't. I will open the line. Don't worry. I will open the line shortly. Please stand by. There's too much excitement going on today, isn't there? Far too much excitement going on. I will open the line. Fear not. And I have your number now. Anyway, Britain is set to be battered by a barrage of hail and thunderstorms for a week from Friday. Now, where am I Friday? 1 minute. Friday, yeah. Oh, that's okay. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Oh, might have to get the bike out on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, that's the week after next, yeah? Not this week, because we're very busy. Very busy. Busy. Look how busy I am here. Busy, dear. Very busy at all times. I've got time to sit here and rabbit on about nothing. That's why I make sure this program is very, very interesting. I can see you, perching, waiting for the next word to come out of my mouth. It's probably the highlight of your week. I understand that. Come on, it's a bit better than Coronation Street and EastEnders, isn't it? Or the latest Stephen Mahern or Ben Shepherd or Holly Willoughby boring game show. Oh, it's painful. Anyway, thunderstorms a week after what was almost certainly the warmest summer on record. After a sunny summer, the UK is set to enter, oh God, there it is again, the meteorological autumn. Maybe that's the secret, to slow down. I mean, how slow do you want me to go? I'm starting to sound really slow and depressing, like one of Big G's karaoke songs. Although I must say, I don't know if he's with us tonight, Big G, who was at the karaoke on Friday, he finished with the Minder song. I could be so good for you, ba-ba. Yeah, that one. Yeah, which is a good song to sing. That was a good song to sing. I've got to give it to him. Anyway, we're set to enter a meteorological autumn as September begins tomorrow. That's it, mate. Summer done. So quick and so nice. So nice. Heavy rain is expected in parts of Britain, mostly in the west. Oh, that's me. Along with some spells. Are they talking about Halloween? Oh, spells, those sort of spells, sorry. Not spells as cast by witches. And I think we all know one or two of those, don't we? We all know one or two of those. It says changeable weather conditions. Why are people trying to call in? Don't call in yet. Lines are closed. Changeable weather conditions and heavy rain is expected with some spells of strong winds across the UK during this period, with low pressure systems tending to dominate the overall pattern. Who wants to be dominated tonight? Huh? Do you want to be dominated? Yeah, I don't know. Mark Bowles is not here. I think he's out with his little boy again today. So that's the weather forecast. All right. Now, if you want to join in today, gang, best way to do it is send me a text message, 07451 287 337, 07451 287 337, or at the request of Pup Bentley in Australia, you can send an email just down there, okay? chris@chrisreardon.co.uk. That is by far the best way to get to me. If you go in the chat box and send me a message, there's a good chance it'll be missed because there's a lot of people got in there chatting about all sorts of crap, to be honest. Chatting about this, that and the other with no interest to what I'm saying whatsoever. But I will be in and out of there to sort of try and grab a few messages here and there. Ah, there he is. Mark Bowles is there. You've already been mentioned a few times this evening, Mark. Were you with us at the beginning of the show? I do hope you were. Yes, evening, Mark. The lovely Patricia in Manchester is there. Good evening, Patricia. Welcome to the show, my love. And Vera's there, sending tomorrow's tune. A little bit early, but there you go. That's probably because I complained to her the other day that her songs were coming a little bit late. Never mind. I'll probably lose that before tomorrow. So that's on the text messages this evening. Let's have a look there. Greg Lifts is there. Evening to you, Greg. Welcome along to the show. Paul and Lou, Roy, Jason, Rob Grogan's off to Cyprus. Hello, Rob. He's off to Cyprus next week. I've been there twice. It's very funny you should mention that because I've just had a little look. My friend who's in the church, I have a Scottish bloke, he is. He's a great laugh. I was having a laugh with him at the end of Mass today. And we were talking about airlines and things like that. And he's going... Where is it he's going now? Oh, Lord, I can't remember now. Can't remember now, but he's booked himself in the club class and his kids in the back. I can't remember how it got. I said, you can't do that. He said, yes, I can, and I have. He gave them a certain amount of money. They're old kids, older kids, not like 5 and 6 years old. I think they've got to be in their 20s. He said he gave them some money and he booked his club class ticket. He said, are we in club class? No, there's your money for the economy seats. I said, you can't do that. I said, he said, I already have. He got upgraded once to first class. I've never been upgraded for free. Never. I've always had to pay what it is. You know? Anyway, he's a great laugh, he is. So have a nice time, Rob. And I mentioned that because he's flown, he was telling me he's flown with Qatar Airlines. Qatar. And I've never really flown other than BA or Virgin. I've always stuck to those two because they're kind of British. Do you know what I mean, don't you? They're kind of British, and I'm kind of, I don't really want to fly in a foreign airline. I know that sounds crazy. He says, oh, you're mad. He said, leave British Airways, go on a Qatar. He said, it's a world of difference, an absolute world of difference. And so I then typed in Qatar to California because I'm thinking of going there again next year. This time I'll go over 2 Sundays so I can go to the St. Monica's Church, which I really liked. I really, really, really like that church in there and the way it's all done and everything. And I typed in London to LAX and it come back with no flights. I don't think it flies there. But one of the places it did fly to, it said, was Cyprus. And, of course, you've mentioned Cyprus now. So I typed in Cyprus and some dates and it said no flights there either. I mean, is this airline still running or what? Qatar Airlines, don't fly there, don't fly. What sort of airline is that? Where do they go then? Maybe it's not a real airline. You just go in there, pay shed loads of money, going to the into the really nice looking Qatar lounge because I've had a look around at that, have something to eat, stay there a few days, and then just go home again. It's a new way of doing a holiday. There we are. Paul Adamson. Good evening, Paul. Paul's been doing a bit of DIY, taking his mum out on a little trip as well. Evening to you, Paul. Welcome along. Evening to Wild Goose Man. Evening to you. Fun things to do with Tech Sparky. And anyone else there? No, I think that's everyone. Caleb, that's it. And he's over there. Evening to you, Caleb. But Paul and Lou with a little smiley face. Hello to you, sir. And Maureen is there. Good evening to Maureen, who turned up at the karaoke last night. So hello to you, Maureen. Someone mentioned it was nice to see you, and I can't remember who it was now. Someone in a chat box somewhere. I can't remember who it was, Maureen. Sorry, darling. Yeah, but someone was pleased to see you singing away at the karaoke. But did we get to your last song? I hope we did. Fernando. There was something in the air tonight. The stars were bright. Oh my God, Rob is going on the EasyJet. Oh, Rob, no, love. Please. There's people here that will look down at you. Not me. Not me. I don't look down at anyone. Never in a million years. Never in a million years, dear. I don't look down at anyone. I seriously don't, my love. Yeah, if you want to fly EasyJet's fine, darling. I'm sure it's nice, love. Did you pay for the extra leg room? Do you get a meal? Please tell me you get a meal on there. No meal? Oh, my Lord, what sort of place is this? Evening to Gary, just joining us. There's my nephew. He got a soak-in at the weekend. He got a absolute soaking. He's been helping his dad, Martin, my sister's husband, doing a shed. And I observed this shed last week when it was up at the Luxury Waterside Media Centre. All made from, I was going to say scrap, that's not a word. All made from scratch. They haven't bought a shed to put together. They have bought bits of wood and planks and nails, dear. And he's done it all himself. Bleeding clever. I think that's really clever. I wonder, I should have asked them, have they got one of my favourite gadgets? And I do not own one of these. Right? An electric nail gun. Oh, yes. Hours of fun. You know, maybe there's some noisy kids outside. You just open your window and you kind of get down it. And a nail flies out into their mouths to seal it shut. What a great idea they are. Anyone got a nail gun? I've got a gun stapler. Not quite as powerful, is it? Not really. Gun stapler. I seem to remember my maths teacher. What was his name? Great bloke. He was big. Not fat. Big. He was enormous, our maths teacher. And I remember once some kid wouldn't shut his mouth. Believe it or not, it wasn't me. My mouth unable to keep shut happened later on in life, you know. Often the priest at Mass has to tell me to shut up. Father Danny, shut up, Chris. Halfway through the Mass. I just can't keep shut. I wasn't like that at school. And the kid who was talking at the... Oh, look at that. Look at that. The sun has moved into its position to illuminate my... Isn't that pretty? Come on. Have you got one of those at home? No, I didn't think so. The only thing is it might start shining in the microphone into the camera now. Do you want me... Oh, look. 1 minute I'm here and then I'm not. I'm either in the light. Just give me the light. Just give me the light. Just give me the light. Yeah, that one. Do you like that one, Mark? Just give me the light. Maybe if you take me out to a nightclub, we could dance to that one. Just give me the light. Sean Paul. Oh, it's gone in. Sun's gone behind one of the trees. It'll come back again in a minute. Something like that, anyway. I forgot what was I saying now. What were we talking about? Okay. Let's open a phone line then. There you go. Our phone line is now open if you want to call in. I think Big G wanted to call in today. I can't remember what about. But there's the phone number. 020 8144 3477. 020 8144 3477. We'll open it to one and all and see what happens. There's my pen there. Mikey Mike is in the house. Oh my God. He's got some serious mental issues as well. Mikey Mike. Look at the message. I fly with Ryanair. I think they are great. Have you had counselling? Have you had counselling, dear? My sister says the same thing. And I know that she needs counselling. Ryanair are great. Are you all right, love? I have to send someone round there. Roy knows people, you know. We generally block people that are known to fly on Ryanair. I think they are great. Don't need all the frills of British Airways. God. Wow. Evening to John Dixon. Hello to you, sir. Welcome along to the show. Oh, that was it. That was us talking about Gary. Yep, so he's been helping his dad on the shed. And it was one day last week. I was still up there. And apparently poor sod got soaked. The heavens opened up. You know, after all that time of no rain at all, the heavens opened up while he was on the roof and he got a good soaking, apparently, as well as his Mrs. Stacey. I don't know why she got a good soaking. I would have just gone in and left him on the roof. Wouldn't you? Don't know why she found it necessary to stay out there. Right, so there's your text number up there, 07451 287 337. Don't forget the two numbers are different, okay? Text number up there. Get a message straight to me, or you can call in 020 8144 3477 is my local London number. Neither of those numbers are premium rate. If you send me a text, it's the same cost as if you send your mates a text, or probably it's included in your overall monthly bill. If you call the London number, it is a London number. It's not a premium rate number. None of that £2.50 bleeding rip-off price or anything. I tell you what I discovered the other day. I was listening to the radio and an advert came on for directory inquiries. Now, I used to work for directory inquiries and let me just get these costs up. I used to work for directory inquiries. There were two types of directory inquiries when I was working for them. There was the national directory inquiries. That is for, well, there were three types actually. That was for phone numbers. If you wanted a phone number and you lived in London and it was in, I don't know, Cardiff or Hampshire or somewhere like that, you know, or Cumbria, anywhere like that, you would ring 192. You'd ring 192 and directory, and they would answer the phone. Directory, what's the name, please? And you say, oh, well, hello, can I have the number of W.H. Smiths, which no longer exists, as you know? Can I have the number of W.H. Smith, please, in Hemel Hempstead? And they give you the number 01, whatever it was. I didn't work on that one. I worked on the London directory inquiries. So if you wanted a number in London, you'd call me 142. 142. Okay? Now, to call the London thing, you had to be in London. Otherwise, it all routed through to the outside one. So if you were in London, you had the choice of 192 or 142. Anywhere else, you just dialed 192. So we used to get 142. Hello, London directory. Oh, hello. Can I have the number of Victoria Coach Station, please? Yes, 020 730 0202. And you give them the number, and away it would go. Right, like that. And it was free. It was completely free. The way BT looked at it, it was, you ring us for the number and we make money on the call that you make. We were happy to provide that service completely free of charge. And I was there for a few years. It was a really boring job. It was so boring just sitting there looking up phone numbers for people. And it was the same phone numbers all the time. You know, people would ask for the same things all the time. However, it was a job, and from there I went on to become an engineer and stuff like that. So you dialed 142, and as I say, it was completely free of charge. And it was, once 9 o'clock came, the amount of calls waiting to be answered would shoot up. On our little switching box, it was a little long thing like that with 2 lines on it, okay? So you'd pull a button down to answer a call. You'd flick a button up, which was sprung to cut that call off. And there was another button to put it on hold if you wanted to go and talk to them. Can you hold, please? Right, then they couldn't hear you, right? So there was 3 buttons like that there, 3 buttons next to it and some more, and little lights on the top. And so each 3 button would have 1 light on it. And if a light came on, that was a call. And you flick the button down, London directory, like that. You could only get 1 light on at a time, and it might be that one or it might be that one. That's how it works, right? Also along the top was some numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then I think it went 10, 12, 14, 16. And that was the amount of calls waiting to be answered. Not by you, but by the switch room as a whole. And there were a lot of people in there. Yeah, it weren't just like 20 people. There must have been, oh my God, I don't know now. There must have been 80 to 100, mainly girls and a few blokes in there answering the calls. That's how it works. And up to 9 o'clock, you get your little light there. Number 1, it would flash and it would go off again. And then there might be a little bit of a delay and another one on like that, and off it would go. And it would come on, right, the number 1, for example, and then it flashed off because someone has taken that call. So those numbers along there were for the whole switch room, yeah? So 1, and if you were quick enough, you could take it like that. And that's how it worked. I think it spread the calls out. So if you took a call and the next one come in, that would go to someone else. And then after that to someone else, right? 9 o'clock would come and the little numbers along the top would very quickly light up all the way along to 16. And then there'd be 16 people waiting for an answer. That lot of 16 people actually went down fairly quickly. But that's how it worked. Bit of a boring job. But it was free to the caller, completely free. You could ring me free of charge. You can ring me every minute if you wanted to, and I'd give you a phone number for nothing. So generous. How that changed. Then privatisation came along, boys and girls, and I think we were told to charge for the calls, right? Because other companies wanted to set up, and of course they couldn't do it for free, because they were renting the lines from us, right? So we started charging, and I think the opening charge was something like 25p or something like that. So bearing in mind it used to be free, look at this here. Directory inquiry calls vary now in the UK, but are capped at Ofcom at a maximum of £3.65 for 90 seconds plus any access charge levied by your phone provider. I can't believe that. It's so expensive. It's really expensive. The number, I'm just trying to see, 118. There's one I seem to remember. 118. Calls to directory inquiries. Well, if you do EE, wow. If you ring 118 0000, I think that's directory inquiries. If you ring it on EE, what's the date of this? It says it connection charge £1.50, price per minute 99 pence. Just to find a phone number. And I suppose really it's just for like lazy people now, because you can just look up a phone number on the internet. I don't know anyone that calls directory inquiries. Crazy money, isn't it? How much is the BT directory inquiries cost now? Let's see what they charge now as a matter of interest. BT directory inquiries service. Their number is 118 500. Costs 77 pence per call. So as soon as you get through, 77 pence plus £1.55 a minute. Wow. Why would you want to stay on there? So, you know, the thing is there, I wonder how they work that, whether they try and keep you on the line to earn so much money. It's crazy, isn't it? Absolute craziness. Anyway, it's just something I discovered the other day, and I was shocked at how much it cost that. Hello, John Joe. Evening to you. Is it true that Butler Martin of Butler's Empire used to work in Woolworths and dress up like a chubby little dwarf, Santa's helper from John Joe? I have no idea. Why don't you ask him? You can join Butler's Empire tonight, gang, on YouTube from 8 o'clock, and there is a chat box. I suggest you ask him. Ask him. Dress up like a little dwarf. One of my friends, she dresses up as an elf at Christmas, Debs, who bought me a lovely gift in today while I was playing the organ, because I took her out to afternoon tea a couple of weeks ago, and she bought me in a lovely bottle of non-alcoholic wine. What was it called? I meant to bring it up here to show you. Wild Idol. Wild Idol was this fizzy wine that we had when we was having afternoon tea. Oh, it was delicious. And today she bought me in a bottle as a thank you. Isn't it nice? See, I get presents off the choir now, even though I can't play properly. It's not bad, is it? Eh? Not a bad little job. Thank you very much. Mark, ever any dodgy calls working there? No, only from me going outwards. If I liked the sound of someone, I'd start trying to chat them up. I mean, you would have been on the phone for hours, to be honest. £1.50. Well, no, not £1.55 a minute then, Mark, because of your lovely voice. Mark actually sent me in a little clip of his voice a few weeks ago. And just in case you haven't heard that little clip of his voice, here it is, gang. Isn't that lovely? I don't know what he was doing at the time, but yeah. Lovely little clip of Mark Bowles' voice he sent in some weeks ago now. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much. Songbird sings, Piano Man plays, says privatisation means operators have now got to make shed loads of money for their shareholders. Yeah, it does. It does. I don't think it was necessarily a good idea. I certainly don't think anything that we really need, like water, electric and gas, and the NHS, obviously. Anything else? Phones? Well, that kind of worked. The phones thing kind of worked. I got to admit, the privatisation of the phone system kind of works. People used to wait weeks to have their phones fixed. Weeks and weeks and weeks. And then along came competition and BT really got their arse into gear. And things started working properly and getting fixed fairly quickly, you know. But, yeah, I mean, that's how it is. Anyway, I'd love a dodgy call from you, to be honest, Mark. If you'd like to call in tonight, call in. There's the number, 020 8144 3477 is my number. Okie doke. Is Alien Earth TV your kind of thing? I've not seen it yet, to be honest, Paul. I'm on Star Trek at the moment, as you well know. Star Trek Strange New Worlds. bit hit and miss, really. I thought this week's episode was hilarious because the crew of the Starship Enterprise, they had to take an injection to become Vulcan, and then they couldn't turn it back again. It was very, very funny. Very, very funny indeed. Thank you very much. All right. Wild Goose Man. Gone are the days of the phone book and yellow pages. Yeah, I think I got a phone book, I don't know, some time ago. It was thin. I didn't keep it. I put it straight in the bin. Why do I need a phone book? I just type in something if I want to know the number now, don't you? So easy life, isn't it now, really? Life is a lot easier doing all this stuff. I know the girls, actually, Mark, the girls used to get dodgy phone calls. Hello, can you tell me what you're wearing? It's a bit like that. I don't know. Very strange people. All right, what else have we got here? Forget retiring in your house. Now, I don't know if anyone of you are retired, actually, if we've got any older ladies and men here. I expect some of you have retired, or one or two of you have anyway. But you've probably retired, as normal people would do, into your house. Have you retired into your house? Well, here's possibly a better idea for you. It was in The Independent this week. Oh, yeah, we've gone highbrow now. The Independent this week. Golden Passport Scheme allows passengers to live on a cruise ship forever. Is this appealing to anyone at all? Anyone want to live on a cruise ship at all? Well, this cruise company is encouraging people to swap retirement homes for a permanent place on their ship, travelling around. A cruise line is offering an alternative way to spend retirement with its permanent residence at sea programme. Oh, we got a call here. Let's take the call. Hello, who's on the line, please?
Text delivery system.
Oh, right, okay, that's just a delivery thing. I don't know what that's about. Okay, a cruise line is offering an alternative way to spend retirement with its permanent residence at sea programme. Villa V Residences launched its belated first cruise sailing aboard the Odyssey in October, promising passengers an around-the-world voyage. What do you reckon? The cruise ship stops at 425 ports in 147 countries over 3.5 years. Anyone fancy a 3.5 year holiday? Would you like that? 3.5 year holiday? Passengers can choose to own, rent, or lease for life through the Endless Horizons programme, allowing them to live among home comforts while exploring the world. Is this appealing to anyone at all? Now the residential cruise has announced it's accepting even more passengers to join the floating community with its golden passports. Wow. I don't know if this is good or not. I don't know if I'd like to do it or not. Where would you like to retire somewhere else, as a matter of interest? What do you want to do when you retire? Tell me what you want to do. Send us a text 07451287337 or call in and tell me 02081443477. What do you fancy doing once you've retired? I personally don't look forward to retirement. I would like to carry on kind of as I am. Bit boring really, isn't it? As I am, I suppose. The pricing model is staggered according to age. Well, I suppose they're trying to work out how much longer you're going to go on for. Starting at £75,000 for those aged 90 or above. The most expensive tier is priced at £223,650 for those between 55 and 60. So presumably I won't have to spend as much as that. Perhaps a little bit less than me. I could sell this house and have 100 grand left over. And just go on a boat. Do they have internet there? Is there a little church on there with a small organ for me to play? I'd like that very much. But we'll try this number again. If it don't work, we'll block it.
Hello, this is the...
No. Okay, well, we'll block that one. Let me just take a note of that. It's really easy to block. Once you start pissing me off, I just block your numbers. That's the wonderful thing with this technology. 333 344 0000. Here you go. Oh, shall I do it now? I can do that now. How do I do that now? Let me have a look there. There we are. There we are. Done. Easy peasy. There we are. Okay. Is that for you doing something like this, I wonder? Dining, housekeeping, laundry, annual medical checkups, and alcoholic drinks with meals are included in the package. Come on. Must be someone who likes that. What about you, Roy? Is that something you might enjoy? Or would you get bored on the boat? I mean, I suppose once you're already on there, once you get on there, you'll be seeing presumably shows and the lovely food, and you ain't got to cook or anything like that. Well, what are you going to do then? Just sit there? I'd just be bored to tears. Dining, housekeeping, laundry, annual medical checks, and alcoholic drinks with meals are included in the packages. Residents can invite family and friends on board as long as they pay £96 a day. There you go. You can have your mates on. Get the family in. Villa V notes that the passport will be transferable across its fleet, so you ain't got to stay on the same boat. Although the Odyssey is currently the only ship at the moment in its portfolio, so they're obviously looking to extend. I told you that picture's going to flash now, isn't it? With the sun hitting the camera, I think. The little lights hitting the camera. Let me know if it's too much for you, okay? The cruise line also says that all fees, such as port taxes and service charges, are included in the price. Each full voyage is scheduled to last between 3 and 3.5 years, but residents can stay on board for longer. You can just live on there permanently. Some passengers on board the Odyssey have already taken advantage of the residential sailing around the world as an alternative to a retirement home. I think it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant to do that, isn't it? In May, 77-year-old Sharon, not my sister, no, she's not quite 77, she's just got to 60, bless her heart. Oh, bless. She had a nice birthday. 77-year-old Sharon moved out of her retirement village in Orange County, California, and used her life savings to purchase a cabin outright for its entire lifespan of 15 years, it says here. I'm finally able to do what I wanted to do for years. I buy the cabin, I live in the cabin, and that's it. And there's no end. So I don't know why it says 15 years. Why does it say 15 years? For its entire lifespan of 15 years. So the cabin lasts 15 years. I don't know, maybe they move you somewhere else after that. Mike Peterson, founder of Villa V Residences, that's the name of the boat company, encourages others like Mrs. Lane to join the ship during their retirement. It says, as people retire, one of their biggest fears is outliving their money. Yeah, you don't want to do that, do you? Listen, you don't want to outlive your money. And you really, to be honest, if you think you're going to leave it to someone else, other than, I think if you've got a wife or a husband, right, I think you can hand everything over to them. Anyone outside of that circle, Rachel from accounts, she wants the inheritance, mate. You wait till the next bleeding thing. She just keeps taking the money. I was saying to someone the other day, Rachel from accounts. Saying this to someone the other day, you kind of wouldn't mind so much if you looked around and things were getting better. Anyone notice anything getting better? Because I don't. They just take more and more. She's taking more and more. Wait till the autumn statement. I'll be very surprised if she don't shove some money on petrol. That was a big surprise, wasn't it? You know, remember at the last statement when she didn't put anything on petrol? I thought, what? Are you feeling all right, love? I don't think she's quite with it, dear. I really don't think. She's got Lego hair. And I think she's got her hair done different now. I call her Lego hair. Yeah, so you don't really want to outlive your money. Spend it. I mean, people keep saying that to me. Why don't you spend some of your pension? You know, because obviously over the years you build up a little bit of a pension. The problem is I don't desire anything. I don't desire a flash car or a flash lifestyle. I like going on holiday a little bit here and there. But, you know. Look, it says, with the golden passport, the uncertainty disappears. One payment secures a lifetime of adventures, says the bloke who runs the place. Age-tiered pricing ensures the endless horizons is no longer just a dream for the few, but an attainable reality for many. I quite like it. Roy reckons it sounds a bit like a timeshare type thing. Yeah, it does. And what if it runs out? I do wonder, Roy, something set up like that. Is it like set up, now what's that thing? Pyramid selling, isn't it? Where you have to keep selling something to keep it going. Well, if they filled up a boat, would they eventually stop more money coming in? You know, if it was fill up, you know, you bought a ticket and I bought a ticket and they bought a ticket, full up. So now they've had a shed load of money coming in, right? But now there's no more coming because it's all fully full up. I wonder if it could possibly collapse like that. You know what I mean, Roy? Don't know what you think of that. But there we are. Anyway, there's a thought for you. The golden passports. Anyone buying? No one buying? Oh, maybe not then. I don't know if that's something my sister would like to do, actually. My sister and brother-in-law. No, sell everything and go on there and sod the kids. Nothing for you. We're going on a boat. Bye. My poor sister. Oh, last week. So I had a lovely lunch with her on, I think it was Wednesday afternoon. A lovely lunch for her on Wednesday afternoon. And we went to, actually, I was in a video. She went out on her own. She did her own vlog this week, and I was on that. She's in the car with this little camera, which doesn't look particularly very good, actually. When it's working, it's great, but it keeps blurring out. And I don't think she can see on the little screen, or maybe she doesn't look at the picture, because, you know, most cameras have got a little picture on, and you look at the picture and it's working. Oh, yeah, that's working, and all that. Like when you see the karaoke, I can see that it's not quite right, and I try and do something about it, as was the case last night, actually. Anyway, she went out with this little camera. We went out. We were going to go to a place called the Tea House in the Woods, but we pitched up there. Oh my God, the car's outside there. We thought, well, we ain't going to get in here, are we? It was so busy in there. So we ended up going to a garden centre, and we had a lovely meal and done a little bit of a video and looked round at the plants. I didn't buy anything. Well, did she? I think she bought something. I can't remember what. I was going to get a couple of hanging baskets and bring them here. It's a long way to travel with hanging baskets, and sometimes you might have a bug or something in the plant. You know, and you don't want to infect the car in that. It was bad enough here. My house is surrounded by black widow spiders. Sorry to remind you about that, Patricia. I've got black widow spiders everywhere. They don't bother me. They just sit outside in their web, but they look a little bit aggressive. Apparently they're not. Only if you accidentally sit on one. How you could accidentally sit on a spider, I don't know. Mind you, I did have a bite on the leg once, didn't I? There was one in my bed. Not a black widow spider. It was some sort of spider. I can't remember what it was now. It was like a black widow spider, something like that. Anyway, so my sister and me, we had a lovely, lovely lunch out at this garden centre. And then we come back, and I went back to the caravan for a bit of a sleep. But then the next day I came home and I rang her up, and she got food poisoning. She thinks it was the pesetto, is it? Pesetto sauce or something like that? Because we had different meals, luckily. I had chips. I have a vegetable and cheese omelette. Lovely. Really nice. Well, it's a bit small, to be honest. Like that, you know. Sometimes you look at that. Oh, we got a call coming in. Yep. Who's on the line, please?
It's Danny Davis.
Danny Davis. Hi, Danny Davis. You're from real radio stations, aren't you?
I am, yes.
Oh, wow. This is a real, not like me, fake radio. I do fake radio. Me and Ross Patel, we do fake radio. What's the news, Dan?
Not a lot. I've just been watching you talking about Ryanair and tickets. I would never fly Ryanair again.
Tell us, at last.
All the way. Jet2 all the way, darling.
Oh, come on, bake your hands. Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And now you can save up to £50 per person. That's £200 for a family of 4.
Yes, I follow her on social media, and every time that she hears that song, she has to talk over it.
Me too. Yeah, she does personal appearances now, doesn't she?
Yes, Zoe Lister, her name is.
Zoe Lister, that's her. Does she do voiceovers? Actually, I wonder how much she'd charge me to do a little voiceover. That'd be quite true. Nothing beats Chris Reardon's radio show. Okay, so I'm really pleased you've rung in about Ryanair if you've got a bad story to tell about them. Because, of course, all these people, oh, well, I find them all right. I've flown with them for years. My sister's one of them. Oh, she's never had a problem with them. But I think... I think if you know how they work, then you'll follow the rules exactly. When that bloke, Michael O'Leary, I do quite like him actually, I think he's funny, when he comes on, his argument is 99% of the people follow the rules. It's the last 1% who get charged. And of course, you know how it is, Dan, you generally don't find out the good side of things. You generally only find out when people have got a problem, don't you?
Yeah.
So
you always hear the bad experiences before the good.
Yeah. So what was your experience? Where were you going first?
So I was going to Alicante in Spain.
Sorry, what was it called? Ali what?
Alicante.
Oh, sorry, I wondered what you said then. Yes, carry on.
So it's Benidorm. It's the airport for Benidorm. And I just got on the plane, and the first thing that come into my head was banana.
Banana?
That's banana, yeah. It looks like a massive banana inside, all the yellow. And I just could not get that out of my head. But I just don't like them because, unlike you, Chris, I think Michael O'Leary is the world's biggest idiot. And
really?
That's putting it nicely. That's putting it nicely. Because you see him all the time on TV and on social media.
Rude.
He's always arguing.
Rude.
And defending. Yeah. Very rude. Always defending Ryanair, this, that, and the other. And I just think, you say that people only have the bad experiences. And if you follow the rules, they're fine. But why charge you ridiculous amounts of money to put a suitcase under the hold? Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Why do that? Why pay $62.99, for example, for a seat? Okay. Then, if you're going on a summer holiday for 2 weeks, 10 days, whatever, and you want to take some kilograms, your suitcase, you've got to then put another charge on top for it to go under. So they're making so much money where other airlines, i.e. Jet2, LATAM, Virgin...
Oh, please sing the jingle. Please sing the jingle.
Which one?
The Jet2 one, dear. I'm just going to close my curtain just a minute.
No, I'm not singing Jet2, thank you. I'll leave Jess Glynn to do that.
Well, you sing at the karaoke, love. Badly, but, you do sing at it, love. Carry on.
But, yeah, so if you go with the likes of Jet2, we've flown with Virgin. You've never flown with LATAM. They're very good as well, by the way, if you want to go to South America. We've already talked.
I have flown Virgin, yeah.
Yeah, I've flown Virgin as well, many, many, many years ago.
Nice people, lovely people working on them.
And I just think to myself, if you, like you said, if you're going to pay $62.99 for a seat, and then you're going to pay another £50, for example, to put a suitcase underneath, there's a good part of £200 nearly gone before you've even stepped on actually on the plane, and then the food on the plane is ridiculously high. Duty free and all that sort of stuff. If you want, if you want to get a drink or something, you've got to pay on top of that as well. And I think it's just ridiculous.
My My sister and her husband, they've been on Ryanair a few times now, and on one of them, because he obviously videos everything for his show, and one of the things they did was bought, I think it was some sort of sandwich or something like that, and I thought, is that it? For how much? You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Are you allowed to bring food on?
No.
Is that Ryanair, or is that how the airport works?
That's airport. That's airline standard, because you know it could be, you can't take things into certain countries, like you've got restricted items. You can't take food through security.
Yeah, but when I've been to Australia, right? So you go all that way, and I think I had apple or something in my bag, and then before you get there, about half hour before, they say, right, if you've got any of these items in your bag, there's a man coming around now with I beg your pardon, ladies, a man or woman coming around with a bag now. You need to throw this all away, because you are not allowed in with it. And we all open our bags and we're chucking bits of fruit in this bag, and it's done like that. But we were actually allowed to take, like, I think I had apples or crisps or something. You're allowed to take crisps and things like that in.
Yeah, as long as it's sealed. If it's in a sealed, like a bag, so like crisps, or
yes,
if you bought, because obviously if there's programs out there, especially on TV, like Border Force Australia.
Oh, I love it. I love it seeing them get caught.
Yeah, and it's very much like that. You can take food. Once you've been through security, you can take food on board.
Right.
But you can't drink any alcohol that you bought in the terminal and all that sort of stuff.
So, yeah. So there's the food bit before security. You're not allowed to come through with it there. But once you're on the other side, you can buy one of those bleating sandwiches for £5. That's when the prices shoot up once you're in through the other side, isn't it? You're locked in there.
£500 for a bottle of water, you know what I mean? It's like... I just find airlines like Ryanair that budget, and they budget for a reason, because you're not on it long enough. If Ryanair started doing long haul, like Stansted through to America, for example, to Florida, I think their whole business model would change dramatically.
Right.
But I don't personally think, everyone's saying, oh, Jet2's going to start doing long haul and this, that, and the other. And I don't think they do, because Ryanair makes so much money, not just out of the UK, but around Europe, because they're a European airline, aren't they?
Yeah.
So you can go, you can go to Gdansk from Spain with Ryanair, and you think to yourself, I thought Ryanair were Irish and they only operated in the UK, but no, you can go from Spain to different destinations all over Europe with Ryanair.
Debs says,
and I was like,
Debs says you can take food on the plane as long as it's consumed by the time you reach your destination. So I think that's what I thought. Yeah. Yes,
if it's in a sealed, I always, if I'm ever going on holiday, especially as you know, I go to Brazil quite a lot. I know I've done it before. I always read the guidance from the Foreign Office.
Right.
Every single time. I know it's probably still the same, but you don't know if there's an update on that, like don't take, I don't know, for example, like a phone charger. I know you can.
Or if there's troubles going on, you don't want to be you could be in a country somewhere, like in a really nice hotel, and nasty men could come in, couldn't they? Nasty men, and grab you and take you, hold you hostage.
They'd soon bring me back.
Nasty looking men.
They would soon bring me back, Chris, you know that.
I think they would, darling. Yes, carry on.
But, talking about airlines and stuff, I think that one of the best I've ever flown on is LATAM.
Who?
LATAM. They're the national carrier of South America, LATAM Airlines.
How do you say it? Latin?
LATAM. So it's LATAM. It stands for Latin America.
Oh, okay. I've never heard of them.
They're based from, well, obviously we're near Heathrow, both of us.
Yeah.
So they fly to, obviously, Brazil.
Yeah.
So they fly all over Brazil. They're the national carrier of Brazil.
Okay.
So you can, from here, they only go from Heathrow, and you can go to Rio or São Paulo. Those are the only two destinations you can go to from London.
Where is it you go? Where do you? What's the attraction of Brazil then to you?
I love the weather. where I stay is you've seen pictures on my social media of the apartment.
Oh, I try
stay
to
in and
avoid
stuff.
them, to be honest. Yeah.
It's just what was that? Sorry.
No, I never said a word. No, is there interference on here today, darling? We've got interference on here today. Carry on.
So I always know the where I stay in a place called Santos, and Santos is quite famous because it's where Pelé was from. You know, the Brazilian footballer.
Oh yes,
He's
yes.
from there. He was from Santos, and you know, there's quite a few. But Santos is a beautiful city. It's a beautiful beach.
Yeah.
You can surf. You can go
Surf?
No,
Bleeding
you
board
can-
would sink, dear.
So you can surf, you can swim, you can. There's so much
Do you
to do
surf?
with Santos. No, I don't. I just sit down.
I was
going to
say, the board would sink if you got on there, wouldn't it, love? Or break.
Very funny.
Carry on.
But yeah, it's just the city is beautiful. The weather is amazing,
Right.
and the people are just so welcoming. They don't speak, a word of English. Very few people speak English.
Oh.
So you need to have Google Translate on your phone.
I've never
all
used that
time.
Google Translator.
Yeah, so you can
Oh, I
just
must
speak
try it
into
now.
it,
I
and
want to
then
try it.
obviously it will then translate anything they say. So trying to buy a packet of cigarettes over there is very funny.
Oh, let me just try that now. Google Translate. Right, hang on a minute. Right, translate. Detect language. English. How do I do this? Right. Let me say. 20 Bensons, please. Right, now how do I do this? Right, how do I decide what language it to go to then?
So you can decide you can have it as German,
Oh, well, it
French,
don't say,
Italian.
does it? It don't say. English
because you have-
detected
Yeah, so you have to, and then are you using it on the web or your phone?
on my phone.
So if you click at the bottom, it should say choose language, or it should say just where it's got English. There's another little arrow. There's like two little
Oh.
arrows.
Translate to what
That's it.
language is it in Brazil? Is it Brazilian?
Portuguese.
Portuguese.
There's two different. There's Portuguese from Portugal and Portuguese from Brazil. They're two different languages.
Portuguese, Brazil. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, will it speak it for me then? How does that work now?
20 bênçãos, por favor.
Oh, 1 minute.
20 bênçãos, por favor.
20 Bensons, por favor. Hey, I just spoke foreign. Wow. I'm a linguist now. See, I'm a linguist now. I want to go and do linguists for politicians, dear. Because no one perhaps I could be a linguist for Rachel Reeves, because no one understands really what she's doing, dear.
Rachel from Accounts.
Yeah, Rachel from Accounts. Anyway, carry on. Tell us more about Brazil. I'm interested.
So Brazil is it takes about 12 hours to get there, and you can fly into. I go to São Paulo, which is the not the capital, but it's the business capital of South America.
Right.
Okay. So everything is there. Avenue Paulista. It's such an amazing city.
Right.
That so there's 8 million people in London. Okay.
Yeah.
In São Paulo, there's 22 million people alone.
Wow.
Just in that one city.
If I could just point out, of those 8 million people in London, 7.5 million of them have got scooters and bikes and drive through red lights and across roads. Carry on. And with little bags on the back which says Uber delivery. Get out of the way, dear. Carry on.
So 22 million people in São Paulo alone.
Wow.
And it's just a magnificent city. It's the culture there. There's museums. There's a building that you can go all the way to the top, and it's 50 floors high. And they're very. And São Paulo is the only country in the world where you do not have billboards. They've banned them completely.
So no advertising?
No advertising in the city whatsoever.
Interesting.
No advertising on buses, taxis, nothing. They're not allowed to advertise outside.
Oh, wow. Tell me about the churches and cathedrals.
They're they're just. I went in one, and I tell you what, it was massive. It was just. Forget your Westminster Abbeys, forget your St Paul's,
Pardon?
and all that sort of stuff.
We don't do St Paul's, dear. Church of England, pretend church.
Yeah,
pretend church.
Okay.
Westminster Cathedral. Yes, of course. Catholic, darling. Carry on.
Well, I'm just making it easier for other people to understand.
Yes,
not you, darling, but so you can forget all them. These are 4 times the size of Westminster Abbey. Because of and everything is just on a massive scale. When we've talked personally, me and you, we've talked about Florida and stuff, and we've talked about it on the show before, where you go to a theme park here like Thorpe Park, and then you go to a Disney park. It's 4 times the size, isn't it?
Yeah, more than that. Yeah.
So imagine being in a Brazilian city where the churches, cathedrals are massive. Massive. It takes you about an hour to walk round them all, the whole thing, because it's so big, because of the capacity of the city, of the amount of people that you can find. For every 1,000 people, this is how big it is. For every 1,000 people, there's 3 churches.
Gosh, did you go in and have a look?
I went in and I don't do churches, as you know. Cause
that's okay.
If I go in, I'll self-combust. It's
wouldn't surprise me, darling. You may not make it through the door, actually. I mean, I did notice when we were out one day and you was walking past the church, and I noticed smoke coming off you just as we were walking past it. So I would avoid going in them at all costs. Well, Catholic ones anyway, darlings. Carry on.
But this thing was, and when you just stand and you just the sheer.
Oh yes.
Massive.
Oh yes.
When it takes your breath away.
I know exactly what you mean. This exact thing happened to me in California when I turned up at Christ Cathedral, which is made of glass. That happened to me. This Uber cab pulled round. He said, right, it's just round here. And as it came round the corner, I got out of the car. I was gobsmacked at this place. Absolutely gobsmacked. Yeah, so I know what you mean by that.
And if you walk, it's advisable to go for about 2-3 weeks to São Paulo, because there is so much to do. The shopping malls there are ridiculous. They're 5 floors high.
Is it cheap?
Every shop. It is. So our currency is the pound, obviously, the British pound. Their currency is a Brazilian real. The way you would spell it is REIS.
Right.
Reais.
Okay.
So it's pronounced reais.
I didn't even know the currency of Brazil. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a real.
Right.
So for the current rate, when I looked about 2 weeks ago, was £1 equals 7.4 reais.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean stuff is cheaper if they're charging more for it. So if I was to buy, say I spent, I don't know now. What could I buy?
A coffee costs you about 15 reais, which is about £2.
That's relatable to our prices, isn't it? I don't drink coffee, so
because you can go to Costa or Starbucks, and other coffee shops are available for advertising purposes.
Well, darling, there's no Ofcom here, dear. We are not restricted by anyone. I could swear if I wanted to.
But yeah,
ready? I'm going to say something now. You ready? Ready? Bum. Don't get out of the BBC too. Bum. There you go. I've said a bad word. Carry on.
But a general latte or a cup of tea in Costa is about £5, right?
Right.
So if you work that out, 7 times 5 is what, 35?
Okay. Yeah.
So 35 reais. You can get a full meal, like rice, beans, chips, steak, for about 10 reais, which works out at just over £1.
Oh, that's cheap. That's
so
cheap.
if you compare it to the pound, everything is so. My money goes so much further over there because it's obviously more expensive over there. So a coffee would be 15 reais, but that translates to £2.
Have you looked for any jobs over there?
Sorry?
Have you looked for any jobs over there?
Not yet. It is on my.
I thought it would be. It sounds like it.
It's one of those places I've always wanted to live abroad.
Yeah.
I've said that to you in person. I've got nothing. My personal life. I've got nothing holding me here now. The only thing that is keeping me here at the moment is my 2 dogs.
Yeah.
My 2 dogs. I've got a really good job driving buses, and that sort of stuff. I do my radio as well, as you know, and this house. I often thought when my marriage went south, I just thought to myself, do I go home? And then I thought, no. I stood my ground and went, no, I'm not going to go home because I've made my life here now.
Right.
I've got my house, I've got my dogs, I've got my car, I've got my job, I've got my friends.
You could always export, I don't know what the word is, export your dogs? What's the word?
So I can obviously travel with them, yeah.
No, could you not move them to Brazil with? Probably cost you an arm and a leg to do that, I would imagine, though. When my niece... It
would.
Well, my niece and my sister, actually, they adopted dogs from Cyprus and they had to pay shed loads of money to bring them back. And then all the injections and all that business as well, so...
But because my dogs are from Spain anyway, from a rescue in Spain. They've got their passports anyway.
Oh, you've got international dogs. Do they speak English yet?
Yes, they can.
Do they? Okay. Who let the dogs out? Who? Vera done that at the karaoke on Friday night.
But yeah, I can take my dogs with me. The only thing that we can't do, and it's very bureaucratic. Is that the right word?
Yes.
Bureaucratic country.
Right.
You cannot take a car over there.
Okay.
It has to be within a certain parameter of age. So it has to be within the last 2 years. So if we're the only country in the world that has numbers to tell us how old the car is.
Right.
So, for example, BD 65, for example, we know that was 10 years ago. You know?
Well, you do. I wouldn't know. I don't know a lot about cars. Oh, some of the blokes, they start going on about bleating cars and they lose me very quickly. I want to get into a reliable car that goes, basically. That's about my only interest in cars. But carry on.
So the 2 numbers after the first 2 letters signify how old your car is.
Right. Well, if 25. Yeah, that would make sense. Okay.
Yeah. So you cannot take a car over there that's more than 2 years old.
Why would you want to take a car over there?
So if you wanted to move everything,
Oh my God, that cost you an arm and a leg. Transporting a car to another country, just sell it here and buy one over there, surely.
Exactly, but the import tax is ridiculous. Taxes are everything over there. You get taxed.
I do have a friend, Roy. He might want to take his car over there if he moves somewhere else. He's got an old Fiat 500, rusty old thing. Well, it's not too rusty now. He's been working hard on it,
He couldn't take it. They wouldn't allow him into Brazil with it because it has to be within 2 years.
Right.
It's all about the tax over there. Yeah. So it's very much you have a thing called a CPS, which is equivalent to our national insurance number, if you will.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the CSA then, Child Support Agency. Don't even go there, dear. No, I had dealings with them. Carry on.
So I've got my CPF number. I've got my own personal number. Right. I registered for one. I went to. I had to go to the Brazilian. Embassy in London for it, and it's just a series of numbers, and it's unique to you. So it's pretty much like our national insurance number. Right. You can go into shops, and you can put your number in, and it will say, "Hello, Danny. Hello, Chris. Hello." And that's how it signifies your birthday. Because even if you go shopping on your birthday to the grocery store, every year you get 20% off the whole shop.
That's all right, isn't it?
Through your CPF. And it's linked to the government.
Happy days. So is the healthcare system good there?
It's not. It's free to point of contact, like it is a bit here. Right. And then obviously you've got to have insurance. But no, it's very much like here. Right. There's a private, and then there's free. Yeah,
okay. All right, Danny. You've been on the phone a long time now, my dear, so I'm going to move on.
But, yes, thank you very much for... Listen, that's my views on Ryanair.
That was a very, very interesting call. Thank you very much for taking the time to call in, Danny.
I'm going to now rewatch you.
Why do you want to rewatch me? What for? Rewatch?
No, because I'm on my phone, so I can't watch you and be on my phone at the same time.
Oh, okay. All right, love.
So if you can give it like a minute,
I've written down.
Phone call.
I've written down Brazil holiday possible. Before you, what else is there to do there? Tell me before you go.
So you can go shopping.
So churches, shopping. Yeah, well.
Churches, shopping, beach. If you want to sit by the beach.
Well, I don't know about beach. The trouble is, sometimes I'm laying on the beach and people just throw themselves at me, or they recognise me from doing this show. My sister says that, she gets that, but I doubt. I think it's all in her head.
I get recognised
I can't go any. I get out the door there. There'd be people waiting outside now, waiting for me to finish the show. I have to jump over the back fence, and with that holly bush there, you land on that, and I'll make your arse hurt. Little holly bush outside.
But it's the same when I'm in Wolverhampton. My voice is very famous.
I can understand that. Yeah.
But, yeah.
Go on.
But there's loads to do. There's loads to do. Shopping, churches. You can hire a car. You could, drive. You can go on subways. You can do anything in that city. And it's such a beauty. The food out there. Oh, it's amazing.
Vegetarian, all right.
Vegetarian, very good. Very
Right.
good. They cater very well for the vegetarians.
Okay,
and
cool.
It's very beef orientated.
Yes.
Very little chicken, but everything is beef, steak, rice, beans, and it's not baked beans. Like out of a can that we get here. The Heinz rubbish. It's really really good beans.
Homemade. You can make baked beans, can't you? You can actually make baked beans. Yeah.
And let me tell you a quick tip. If you want to make a big food that they sell in Brazil, it's called dulce de leche. Okay? It's basically evaporated milk, the carnation milk you can buy in a tin. If you've got a pressure cooker, don't undo the can. Put the can into the pressure cooker with some water. Boil it for an hour, and you get a dulce de leche, which is like a caramelly sort of thing. And I tell you what, that is everywhere. You can go anywhere and buy it. I am addicted to the stuff. I've got Brazilian foods here, pão de queijo. It's like bread with cheese in it. The food over there is just amazing.
Oh, it sounds
and it's
nice.
massive portions. Massive portions.
Yeah, we don't do small portions, dear, like what you get in Pizza Express or somewhere like that.
Oh, no.
Oh, well, Danny, thank you very much for your call. Much appreciated.
I'll speak to you soon. Take care.
Cheerio, Dan. Bye.
Bye.
There we are. There's Dan talking about Ryanair, Brazil. What a nice place that sounds, doesn't it? Brazil. Let's have a look at your text, gang. Patricia in Manchester sends a picture of a spider. Thank you, my darling. Good evening to Dean joining us there. Evening, Dean. We've got an email here from Robbie. Evening, Rob. I think it's Roy Boy, that's it. These days, people are so useless, they'll go on Facebook groups asking what time is the library open and does anyone know the number. Oh, don't even go there, Rob. If you're on my Facebook, you'll know, right? Everything I do, advertise there. In particular, the karaoke nights. Where is the karaoke poster? There you go. That's why I do my karaoke night, right? So that goes up, a similar poster to that goes up about 10 hours before an event, maybe a bit more. Okay, so you do all that. Then you share it to all the Facebook groups. And then you'll get a private message on Facebook. What time does the karaoke start? Is the karaoke on tonight? And you think, why didn't you just look first? And I answer them. I don't moan. I just answer the question as well. Oh, can't you see my updates or whatever? Do you know what I mean? I don't do any of that. Some people would do that. But yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Roy Boy says, best one I saw was, does anyone know the number for the police as their neighbour might be getting burgled? Stupid people. Stupid people, Roy Boy. That's what they are. Stupid people, darling. Texting in. Jason's son there. Good evening, Jason. Welcome to the show. We've had quite two good karaoke nights there at the weekend, actually. He's listening to the show. Hello to Jason. And thank you, Mark. That would never happen if you was here, my love, would it? I wouldn't be falling asleep if he was here. Thank you very much. Don't forget, gang, if you're going to send us a message, please use the text number 07451 287 337, or you can call in at the moment on 020 8144 3477. 020 8144 3477. I was fascinated by that call on Brazil. Perhaps one or two of you have been to Brazil as well there. Debs is outside at the moment. Evening, Debs. Well, you don't need to wait outside, Debs. Just call and I'll call in, love. Are you texting me, or can you use the other number for texts? Because I might miss it, love. Duchess cost £6,000. She bought a cat back from Tobago. £6,000 to bring this cat back, but she does love it a lot. Lovely looking cat as well. Beautiful looking cat. John Dixon Karaoke says there were 2 UFO crashes in Brazil in 1996 and 2020. Was there really? Hello to Nick. Manager Nick is in the house. Hello to you. Wild Goose Man, Ryanair make their money on turning planes around quickly. It's why the extras cost it. It can delay the turnaround times. They're meant to dissuade people. They just don't want you to take any bags on the plane. I mean, I don't know. If you're going for a day in France or Spain, then maybe, yeah. But once you start going for a few days, you can't wear the same clothes for days on end unless, of course, you just buy cheap clothes out there or something like that. I suppose that would work, would it? I don't know if that would work, really. Mikey Mike takes his own sandwiches and crisps on Ryanair. There you go. Ryanair prices are no different from any other budget airline. Thank you, Mikey Mike. Paul Adamson, any flags been put up in your area? Yes, we've had it. Well, only on the bridges. Only on the bridges, as in Union Jacks and St George flags. Yes, we've had a few up. It's okay. Don't bother me. John Dixon is just bringing small carry-on luggage, just a few clothes, maybe Air Canada or British Airways to London, UK, maybe in May 2026 on a long weekend. Oh, well, if you want to come to the karaoke, May, I could well be away. Nope, nothing booked yet. Nothing. Oh, you silly sod. I'm looking at this year's calendar. I don't think I've got anything in May. May would be the time. Yep, I've got one thing happening in May. What is it? Can't remember what it is now. But that's when I went to California last year. So, although I must be very careful this year, because last year or this year I went to California and I booked over my ticket to the Royal Albert Hall to go to the Ministry of Sound event. So I must be very careful I don't do that this time. Silly sod I am. Dean, what have you been up to? Watch the show and you'll find out, Dean. All right, my love. Jason, we'll go to karaoke this coming Saturday with a few friends. We'll see you there. I'm here this Saturday. And then next week on the 13th, Saturday the 13th, I'm not there, okay, because I shall be in Bonnie, Scotland, all things being well. So looking forward to be spending some time with my niece there. I won't do the shows. I was thinking about doing the shows from there, but I remember where I stayed last time, and I'm staying RAF accommodation, and the internet was non-existent there. And my 3 internet just didn't work unless I walked up the road a bit. So I won't be able to do a show from down there. So there'll be no shows that week from me when I'm in Scotland. All right. Benidorm, and he was talking about Benidorm as well. I went to Benidorm 1983 for my honeymoon. It was all right. I went on a few trips, wine tasting and all that sort of thing. It was all right. Chio Muffet, is it? Chow Muffet says, I love watching Border Force. A certain group of people always fill their suitcases with weird food that they didn't clear. Yeah, I watch it. I love watching them get caught. I love seeing them get caught, don't you? Excuse me, sir. I think they're Australian, aren't they? It's Australia in particular. Excuse me, sir. Look, I'm not bad with the Australian. I'm not very good at accents. This one, I'm not too bad. Excuse me, sir. I see that you've ticked on the form. No food. Can you see this here where you ticked? Yeah. Open the bag. Well, what's that then? They put down some fish. I mean, I understand that lying gits. Of course you understand. It's written in all different languages, you lying git. Is that food? Yes, it's food. And they get nicked. Well, they don't get it. They usually get a fine, don't they, or something like that. I went when I went to Australia once, and I was waiting in the I call it the fruit and veg queue, because there's a security queue, and then after that you go through a few fruit and veg detector machine, and this bloke come up to us, excuse me sir, can I have a word please? I said, come out there. Can I see your passport? Yeah, there's my passport. Right, okay sir, thank you very much. If you just go through the exit over there. Oh, okay, thank you. And I'm still not sure why that happened. But I didn't have to go through the fruit and veg thing. Strange, isn't it? Not that I would never dream of taking through something that's illegal. Number one, you do actually want to get into the country. And number two, in certain places, you could end up in prison. You could end up in prison or something like that, couldn't you? See what I mean? That text number up there, use that text number, okay? 07451 287 337. But we do like watching Border Force. Benidorm, Matt, was all right, you know, when I went there. Was okay. And I have been on Ryanair. Years ago, I was DJing in Italy. I think it was Italy. It was a week's event, and I was booked not so much to do the DJing. I had music with me. More comparing, right? And with me, I had my box of CDs, a case like that, and my normal case, which wasn't too full up. I turned up there. And it was the day after St. Patrick's night. And while I'm standing in the queue, I could hear this bloke moaning about Ryanair. We're getting on a Ryanair plane. And we were quite close to the check-in desk. And this Irish woman, middle-aged woman, she came running out. She came out of the little box. Excuse me. She grabbed this bloke. Excuse me. Has anyone outside dragged you into the queue, kicking and screaming to come on a Ryanair plane? No. Well, can I suggest you shut up then and just stand in the queue? And went back to her box like that. Then I gets there, right? So I put my bag on the thing. Okay, what's that? Well, it's my CDs. I'm doing some DJing out there. Oh, well, you can't take that on. You're going to have to pay for that. That's extra. Oh, well, how much is that then? We'll go over there. Oh, well, I'll take some out then. So I opened the box and I started taking these CDs out of and putting them in my coats. What are you doing? So bloody rude. Really rude she was. What are you doing? Well, I'm just taking these out to save a little bit of weight. I'm going to put it in my pocket. Oh, well, we'll just take it on board with you. She was so rude. And that was my one and only experience on Ryanair. Rude. But like I say, it was the day after St. Patrick's Day, so maybe so. All right. Now, we've done that there. Ryanair. This is interesting. And I go along with this bloke. He's a big star. Huge star. Michael McIntyre. We love it. I love the wheel. Absolutely love the wheel. Anyway, the Sun reported last week Michael McIntyre has turned down a big money move to ITV because he is obsessed with higher viewing figures on the BBC. Now, he ain't stupid, because the amount of people, not so much recently, the amount of people that left the BBC and went over to ITV and it didn't work. Lovely, and I know you love him. Bruce Forsyth was one of them. He had a hugely successful Generation Game on Saturday nights at the BBC, London weekend, and he had all the viewers. ITV could not dent that programme. London Weekend Television offered him a shed load of money, and he jumped ship over there. And they gave him what was about a 3.5 hour show. Evening, Pauline. Welcome along, Pauline. They gave him I think it was 3.5 hour show, this was, with all little bits and pieces in it. And it didn't work. And when he left the BBC to go there, BBC wanted to continue the Generation Game. And they knew they didn't want someone who would try and be Bruce Forsyth. So they got Larry Grayson on, who actually ended up with more viewers than Bruce ever had for Generation Game. They certainly had more viewers than London Weekend Television's Bruce's Big Night Out. It just didn't work. And the ratings went down and down and down, and they just dropped it. It didn't work. Now, further on down the line, they gave him Play Your Cards Right, which was hugely successful. Friday night, 8 o'clock, I think that was, on London Weekends and across the country, of course. But it didn't work. Morecambe and Wise, they jumped ship, didn't they? They went on to Thames. Don't know if it worked for them. I don't think they were as successful on there as they were on their BBC shows. And, you know, and now, of course, we've got, and have had for some time now, Christmas without Morecambe and Wise. I do question whether or not they'd be on now if they were still alive. You know, I would imagine the woke brigade wouldn't allow anything like that because they're just boring bastards. They really are. They take the humour out of everything, and then once they've done that, you see they change people's mindsets. So then now, if you put it on there, there's a bloke on LBC. Oh, he's such a lefty, Nick Abbott. And I've heard him a couple of times say on. I don't really listen to him. I kind of tune in for about 5 minutes, and then he starts going on about Trump or Brexit, and I just switch off. He gets on my tits. He really does. He just gets on my nerves. But I've heard him say a couple of times. He said, "Why do people think Morecambe and Wise was funny?" And I'm like, "Are you like from another planet? How can you not find Morecambe and Wise funny?" And my favourite sketch of all time was the one where they played the stripper music and in the kitchen chopping up the grapefruits and stuff like that. Absolutely hilarious. Last chance to call in if you want to. I'm going to close the line. 020 8144 3477. Anyone else who wants to call in quickly, do it quickly, and then we'll close the line, okay? Dick Emery, he went to ITV as well, or did he start on ITV and went the other way? I don't know. But generally what happened when people left the BBC, they went on ITV and it didn't really work. Nowadays, of course, you've got the same core of people who are on all channels doing all the programmes. And we've mentioned this so many times before. I get sick of seeing the same faces. And Dec have just had a big money deal to stay at ITV. So you can imagine they're going to be on every bloody night. I don't want to see them every night. And I've also seen them working when they were on a big ship, weren't they? They were on a big ship doing a live version of Saturday Night Takeaway. And a lot of these people are reliant on something called auto cue, which basically is a screen in front of a camera and the words that the producer wants you to say come up on the screen. There's not really much ad-lib going on there. You know, they probably got some very talented writers writing this script for them to read out. Well, it went wrong once. And they couldn't continue. They had to go to an ad break. They couldn't do anything. That wouldn't have happened with Bruce Forsyth, would it? Or Bob Monkhouse. They just keep going. There's no script for me here. I've got a few little bits. I mean, look at my script. That's my script. Look. That's it. Just a few bits to jog my memory down, really. But they just couldn't cope. Well, Michael McIntyre isn't stupid. It says, friends say the comedian, he's only 49, he's got so much money, he's interested only in ratings and does not think it would be good if he moved. I think he's absolutely right. I don't know what the ratings are for The Wheel, but I really like The Wheel, the quiz programme. We do our own little version. I think we do 2 questions a week on my radio show in the morning. There it is, gang. Okay. Every morning, 9 till 10 o'clock. Oh, I'm not on this Wednesday because I've got to go. What have I got to do Wednesday? Oh, that's the evil dentist filling on Wednesday at 10 o'clock. Evil dentist filling. But generally, I'm on 9 till 10 o'clock in the morning. Reachonair.com. Just type that into your browser, on your phone or on your computer. Or you can watch the show, not on YouTube. You can watch it only on Twitch. Download Twitch completely free of charge. Debs managed to do that this week. Maureen's on Twitch as well now. It's so, I mean, no disrespect to you, but I was able to. I always have trouble with computer things as well, and if I can do it, you know, it's fairly easy. I don't know. Maureen is a little bit of a technophobe, aren't you, darling? But she's managed to get it going, and in the chat box as well. You know, so it's fairly easy to do it. Download Twitch completely free of charge. Set up your account, and then look for me. That's my username there, Chris Reardon UK. Okay. Monday to Friday, 9 till 10 o'clock, although not this Wednesday. And also on Tuesday nights, okay, at 9 o'clock. There we are. All right. Anyway, ITV top brass want to poach the star of Michael McIntyre's Big Show and the Wheel to front a Saturday night show. Sources say their boss, Kevin, has been personally trying to lure him with a huge pay deal. Well, of course, the same's been happening to me for years, I'll be honest with you, boys and girls. Lines are now closed. Closing the phone line. If you wanted to call, too late. Been happening to me for years. People offering me more and more money. I mean, even with the organ playing, you know, where I play at my local little church, St. Joseph's here in Bracknell. I've had calls, Westminster Cathedral, the Abbey, St. Paul's Cathedral. No, I'm happy where I am. Thank you very much. Don't always go for the money. I always tell youngsters this, you know, or I'm not happy with the money. Well, are you happy at the job? Yeah, but they're not paying me enough. I've just had this offer. They're paying me an extra £20 an hour here. What's the job like? Well, it's supposed to be similar to what I'm doing. How do you know? How do you know? You don't know. Don't always go for the money, honestly. I never did. Even as a DJ, I could be working. I was quite successful in the 90s, 2000s. I would often be offered more money. In one case, double, actually. Double to leave the Black Cap and go to GAY on Monday nights. But my Monday night in the Black Cap, it was packed. It was a long, narrow pub with a dance floor. Big. Put it this way, you know, on a Monday night, if you were down that end and you wanted to go to the toilet, try and think 10 minutes ahead, because that's how long it's going to take you to get there through the crowd. It was rammed. And the bloke who ran GAY, he came in one day and he said, I want you to come and do this at my place on a Monday night. I said, I don't think I want to do it. I said, I'm quite happy here. He said, what are they paying you here? I said, well, I don't really want to say. That's between me and a manager. I'll pay you double. And I said, no. Don't always go for the money if you're happy somewhere. You know? And Michael McIntyre is clearly happy what he's doing. I presume he's fairly in complete control of his own show there, isn't he? I think it's made by his he's got a production company, I don't know. Mr. Ligo is said to be furious that the BBC has poached ITV talent such as Bradley Walsh, Davina McCow, Amanda Holden and Alison Hammond. Well, apart from Bradley and Davina, the other two, I can leave them alone, thank you very much. I get fed up seeing Alison Hammond and Amanda Holden. Nah, there's something about her I don't like, really. Who else is it? Oh, Holly Willabooby, she's on there as well. I don't know about her. I think it's all fake. I think a lot of it's fake. I really do. It's all very well saying someone's pretty and all that. I can generally see through a bit of fakeness. I don't believe Bradley Walsh is fake. Actually, I've met him at the King's Head Theatre Bar. I accidentally pushed in front of him. Well, I was doing this quiz night and I had to get to a barman really quickly. I shouted across this crowd, "Can you get me that bottle there for a price?" And someone looked round. And it was Bradley. I said, "Oh my God, sorry, mate. I've just pushed in front of a star." It's no, that's all right, mate. I can see you at work. Nice jacket, by the way. Oh, thank you very much. So that was great. I don't think he's fake. But there's a lot of people on the telly. I don't think Bradley Walsh is fake. I don't think Davina McCall is fake. Amanda Holden, don't know about her. Alison Hammond, I don't think she's fake, but I just get fed up seeing the same faces. Nothing wrong with her. Old Philip Schofield. You know, any show that was given to him, he could do. And I don't think he was fake, really. maybe fake on this morning. I think they're all a bit fake on this morning there. I mean, it's all very well someone to look pretty and nice. Doesn't mean they really are. You know what I mean? Let me just check my texts. Any texts there? Oh, no texts. You're very quiet on the text today, I must say. Emails? No, nothing on there either. Okay. All right, what's the time? I've got gym tonight. There you go. Jason says it was so much fun. He liked GA1 when he was at Tottenham Court Road. There you go. And Jason says, I always go for a job as equal exchange. They pay and I work, but I always give extra. It's my religion. Yeah, so do I, Jason. I always give it like 101%. You know, can be difficult sometimes. Yeah, you know, like when you're doing lots of things at the same time and someone understandably wants to talk to you and you try, but it's quite difficult. Pauline likes Alison, don't you? Jason likes Alicia Dixon and Holly. Yeah, they're very nice to look at. Do you know them? Do you know them? Wild Gooseman says the difference is, though, Chris, it's your church offering you money to play somewhere else. No, I don't take money from the church. I would never take money from the church. Just don't. That's just in me not to do that. I've never charged them to do anything. Seriously. And I remember there was a priest once and he tried to give me some money at Christmas just as a way of saying thank you. And I said, no. I said, I can't take any money from the church. So the next year he did the same thing, but he gave me a card. Little card with, you know, like a Marks and Spencer's card, which I still haven't spent yet, actually. Alrighty. Wild Gooseman is shocked that this isn't scripted. It's quite hard to believe, isn't it? My sister and brother-in-law, Martin from Butler's Empire, they're not scripted either. My sister's not here tonight, is it? Is she? Mark says, can't mention Schofield, dear. Why not? I just mentioned him. Schofield. I'm not disappointed he's not on the telly anymore, you know, because I got sick to death of seeing him every night of the week. You know. I don't know. Anyway, that's that little thing. So don't always take the money. ITV is also said to be unhappy with having to share its top stars with the BBC. Yeah, I don't know how that... something changed along the way, because when I was a kid and a young man, you know, a couple of weeks ago, you had you had BBC stars and you had ITV stars, and you never saw them on there or them on there. Now, it does seem to be the same group of people across all the stations. I don't get it. I don't see how that's worked. Bradley Walsh, host of one of ITV's most watched shows, The Chase, works with the BBC on Gladiators, and of course that excellent programme, blankety blank, blankety blank, blankety blank, blankety blank, blankety blank. Yeah. Thank you, Mark. And Amanda Holden, Britain's Got Talent, recently jumped over to front Amanda and Alan's Italian Job. Alan Carr, I can take him or leave him. It's that little voice that gets on my nerves, oh dear. Little voice. Anyway, that's the BBC star, and I think he's made the right move, to be honest. Stop it. I wish you were, Mark. I wish you were. People actually I like to have one-way conversations, so I'm answering the messages that come to me. But privately, but you don't know what they're asking me. So that leaves a little thing in your head, doesn't it? Wondering what's going on. Danny, you're camp like Alan. I don't think so, darling. I'm very straight acting. None of the lads in the gym know about me, you know. My friend who works behind the little desk in up at the village pool and gym. She says the reason you don't pull in here is because people don't know that you're one of them. Huh? They don't know? Huh? The church choir seem to know. I don't know why that is. I think Debs must have been going around bleating telling them all. Jason, I don't like to see all those TV celebrities all the time on TV. That's the other thing, Jason, right? You know, What happened to normal people coming on the telly and having a go at things like the general? Now it's celebs do this, celebs do that. I'm sick to death of seeing the same faces, same tired old hags on there, men and women. Fed up with it. Let's see some normal people like me, Mark Bowles. We could. Oh yeah, first dates. Oh, it's a matter of going to first dates. Da da da. All right, okay, your date is in here, and Mark Bowles is sitting there. You know Mark Bowles, don't you? That's him. Oh my God, I don't know. I think I would wet myself. I do. Some of you of an older age do have that problem, and I can relate to that. I think I would wet myself. I do. Jason says, I don't like to see all those TV celebrities all the time on TV. Why always them? There are plenty of talented people out there. Hello? But those same faces on TV, I don't like it. So he stopped watching the TV programmes. I've got Netflix. I'm watching at the moment Harlots, not to be watched with children. There's a bit of rudeness in there, okay? Harlots, and I've just started watching... Is it Kidnapped? Oh, what's the name? Is it... What is it now? Hostage. Hostage. I've just started watching Hostage. I like stuff like that. Hostage. And I'm watching that lady. She's got this smart house and her husband died. He fell down the stairs. That one as well. I like stuff like that. And I just watched Baby Farm, I think it was. I think that was in Nigeria. That was good as well. Little bit of rudeness in there. Little bit of rudeness in there. Thank you, Mark. Debs, how dare I never said anything, quite the opposite. Did you not see Christine's face when I said we were listening to Kyrie on the way home the other night? Yes, I did. No, Debs hasn't. No, I didn't say. Did I say you, Debs? Did I say you? Debs and I, she's in the choir at the 8:30. And I have to say, wow, the Gloria today was magnificent. It was really good. We do two different Glorias, one at the 8:30 and one at the 10:30. And the 8:30 one, they get the more upbeat one. It's a bit happy clappy, except we did try the clapping and they couldn't bleed and keep in time with each other. And everyone's got to do it at the same time, otherwise it just doesn't work. They were really good at that today. Anyway, me and two of the choir members think me and Debs are carrying on, so we're kind of playing on it a bit. Thank you for my bottle of wine, as I said earlier. Jason, Murder Club. No, it wasn't Murder Club. It was Hostage. That was that one. And the other one was, like I say, that this woman, she's got her husband died. Her husband fell down the stairs, and someone turns up who says that he's his son. I think he wants the money, you know, the insurance payout or something like that, I think. Danny Davis is always being asked to join Radio 2. What, 88 to 91 FM, Radio 2 from the BBC. Oh no, they changed that jingle, didn't they? What mugs they were to let Ken Bruce leave. What mugs? How stupid can you be? You do have to ask who's running these organisations now, don't they? They don't seem to have a bleating clue what they like or what they do. Wild Gooseman likes Bradley when he was a companion in Doctor Who. The whole what the heck is going on character he played was great. Yeah, and that was kind of just before it started changing for the worst, wasn't it, Wild Gooseman? I don't like what Doctor has become. I really don't. Mark, have you ever worked anywhere in Kent? Yes. I worked at the Woodlands Country Club. The night was called Pink Cadillac, and I DJ'd there. 1996, I think it was 1996. I was booked there as the regular DJ. I only did about 2 or 3, and then I had a burst appendix, and I had to cancel all my work for 6 weeks, by which time someone else had got their feet under the table. So yeah, there we are. Jason, The Thursday Murder Club is a new Netflix film. Good one to watch. Thank you very much. I'll take note of that. I'll take note of that and possibly watch that at some point. All right, thank you very much. Okay, do you buy second-hand clothes? Anyone buy second-hand clothes at all? When I was a kid, my mum and dad used to... My mum, we used to go down jumble sales. A lot of them were run by the Scouts, and I was a cub, then a Scout. And us boys would go and assist at the jumble sales with our parents. My mum, of course, you know, before the doors opened for the general public to come in, we would have first choice, and she would pick up jumpers and T-shirts and things like that, take them home and wash them. Oh, we didn't have a washing machine. Went down to the laundrette, actually. Went down to the laundrette, washed them in there, and we just wear them. And that was fine. Second-hand clothes. I've bought a couple of bits on eBay. I'm just trying to remember what now. Maybe a shirt or two. I think a couple of shirts on eBay I've bought. Not trainers. I do see trainers on eBay. They can be some crazy prices as well, can't they? Let's type in Nike trainers on eBay. Is there like a particular... Oh, this is where I need my nephew, you see. He does trainers. Nike trainers. Air Max 900. Is it Air Max 900? Air Max 90. Men's running sneakers, low top training shoes, UK sizes. Well, they all look like they're new. They're like 60 quid. They're new ones, according to that. But I do know... Gary, my nephew, he's very much into their injury trainers, and he will spend £150 on a pair of trainers. I just won't spend that on trainers, but they are like collectible things. So you can get those on eBay. Used men's trainers. I think it's also a fetish, isn't it? With some people, trainers. Used trainers. No, new. How do you do used? Nike. Blimey, 1 million. Okay. How do we do used? Well, I don't know. All new. I mean, I would any of these be fake? 66 quid for Nike Air Max 990. Does that sound a right price? I don't know, really. Oh, here we are. Pre-owned. There we go. Look, so here's some pre-owned ones, and they're 68 quid. Yeah, wow. Oh, they don't seem to be that dear. Oh, £115. Pre-owned, £115. So these Nike trainers, you can spend a small fortune on these. And people do. My nephew's one of them. Don't seem to remember... no, we didn't have trainers when I was a kid. There were no trainers. It was plimsolls or shoes, wasn't it? Well, one of the shops has got involved in it. Second-hand clothes. You never guess who. Marks and Spencer's. And good. This whole Primark thing, I think, of... people going in and buying a T-shirt for like £4, wearing it once and chucking it away. What a waste of money. Wow. I one thing I really hate waste. I hate waste. I really do. If you can does anyone buy second-hand Primark stuff? I don't know. I buy most of my clothes now in Marks and Spencer's if it's here, or if I'm going to America, I'll go out and do a shopping day, which I thoroughly enjoy. And it's very rare, of course, that I go. I'm hoping to go a little bit more often, but, you know, I don't really need any clothes now. None. And I do buy for need rather than want. I need a T-shirt, I'll go and buy 5 T-shirts or whatever, you know, change something. Well, Marks and Spencer's in the Express. Marks and Spencer's is giving old clothes another life. Fantastic. With the launch of a new dedicated resale service for clothing, footwear and accessories on eBay. Customers can now trade back Marks and Spencer's items they no longer wear. After that, the clothes will be repaired by second-hand retailers, reskinned and relisted on the new official Marks and Spencer store on eBay. This is great, lady said. We're delighted to be partnering in with the pre-loved experts at eBay and Reskin to launch a dedicated resale platform. This not only offers more ways for customers to give items another life, but also an opportunity for customers to purchase items they might have missed from previous seasons, which are pre-loved. What a good idea. What a good idea. To use the service, customers must complete a short form on marksandspencers.com or scan QR codes in Marks and Spencer's fashion, home and beauty stores. They can then send their pre-loved items to Reskinned using a free local courier service. I think that's brilliant. I think that's absolutely brilliant. Just a minute, I've just got to do something, my darlings. One moment, please. How are we doing on time? Oh, we're doing all right on time. What have I done? Hang on a minute. Studio. What's it there? Just a second, my darlings. Let's just get rid of something. Have we got any mods here today? Okay, lovely. Yeah, so you scan the codes in Marks and Spencer's fashion, home and beauty stores. They can then send their pre-loved items to Reskinned using a free local courier service. For each return that includes at least one M&S labelled item, customers receive £5 off or a £35 off a 35 or more spend in fashion, home and beauty products online at Marks and Spencer's. This discount is valid for 4 weeks from the date of issue. Items that can be worn again are professionally cleaned, repaired and listed by Reskinned on the Marks and Spencer's eBay store. Items that cannot be resold will be responsibly repurposed or recycled, and the money from sales will be split between Marks and Spencer's, eBay and Reskinned, with 15% of Marks and Spencer's profits donated to Oxfam. What a really good idea. I'm so pleased that they've done that, and that is the sort of thing you would expect from Marks and Spencer's, isn't it? You know, I just think that's such a good idea to be able to give stuff away like that. And of course, you know, if you have got stuff, clothes, electricals, anything like that, if you don't want to take them on eBay, because I can't be asked to put stuff on eBay, I can't be bothered with it, I really can't. Find somebody who wants them, just give them away. What is the point of having a gadget? Okay, you now got the latest iPhone. I have an iPhone 13. Still works. Won't be replaced. Not yet. This year? How old is it? I don't know now. Is it 2 years old? Usually about 3 years. Once the battery starts dying, you've got your choice. Change the battery or new phone. And I never get the new one anyway. I'll go 1 or 2 down from the latest model, save myself a fortune. Don't need the latest model. Oh, but it's got so many more pixels. Oh, what? Can you see that with your own eyes, can you? No, you can't. Waste the money. The only problem is, of course, with stuff and people stop, maintaining it, like Windows 10. I can't be the only one here who can't upgrade to Windows 11. Not on any of my machines other than the laptop that broadcasts the show on YouTube. The karaoke one. That's the only one that will go to Windows 11. There are various people saying, oh, you can make it go to Windows 11 even though it says it can't. I wouldn't recommend that, I don't think. Don't think I'll be trying that. So I'm stuck with Windows 10. Possible viruses entering my computer as we speak, dear. People are going to hack into this show, darling, because of the millions of people watching. Yes, that's it. I think it's great. Just give it away to someone then. Give it away. Don't throw it in the bin. Give it away. Jason says, I went to a shoe shop in Covent Garden called Vivo bare feet shoes. They are popular and very expensive. They take their shoes and give a new pair discount. There you go. They take in old shoes. Great. And in the old days, he did indeed buy second-hand clothes. Nowadays, it's become rare, mainly like bikes or rare stuff. Well, I looked at when I was going to buy, I wanted a really cheap bike. I mean, a few quid. And the reason I want a cheap bike is because I've got an expensive electric bike and I won't leave it anywhere. So if I need to go to the station to get a train journey, I don't want to leave that up there, do I? Cool, that'd be gone. So I bought an old bike, 20 quid it was, from where my nephew works, actually. They were selling some of their old bikes off. Happy days, 20 quid. I haven't actually used it yet, funnily enough. I must get onto that. Okie doke. All right, boys and girls, we're going to wrap up now. Thank you very much for joining us. Thanks very much, Danny, for calling in to the show this evening. Thank you, all of those of you that took the time and trouble to send us a text. Let me just check my emails. Any more emails there? No more emails there, is there? Right, let's have a little look there. Oh, yes, there's another one here from... Oh, no, that's Robbie. We read that one out from earlier, didn't we? Oh, there we go, look. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, he's in the spam folder for some reason. Who is that there? Peter Wright. Oh, my word, it's Peter Wright. Do you remember Peter Wright? He used to play the bingo. He sent an email. It's in the spam for some reason, Peter. So all well here. All right, gang, thank you very much for joining me. Are we here next week? Bum, 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 bum. So next Sunday, yep. Here with you next Sunday. Don't forget, gang, I do several other things, including a karaoke night. I didn't come there. It's free entry. All right. Central Station Bar, Wharfdale Road, King's Cross, London, N19SD, 7:30 to 11 o'clock every Friday and Saturday. That's in the King's Cross area of London, about 8 minutes walk from the main line station there, okay? I also do a little radio show Monday to Friday, not Wednesday this week because I'm away at the dentist on Wednesday. Monday to Friday, 9 till 10 a.m. and also Tuesday nights, 9 till 11 p.m. Okay? Thanks for joining me and I'll see you again very soon. Good night now.